Cribbage, how to play. The object of this two-player card game is to be the first player to score 121 or more points over several deals. Setup. Place out the pegboard for keeping score. Place 2 pegs of each color into the 0 or resting spots on the board. Using a standard 52-card deck of playing cards with king high and ace low, each player cuts the deck and the player with the lowest card is the first dealer. The dealer shuffles the deck, the non-dealer cuts, then the dealer deals 6 cards one at a time to each player. The dealer places the deck face down on the table. Players pick up and look at their own cards, but keep them hidden from their opponents. Each player chooses 2 cards to discard face down to form the crib. These 4 cards are set aside until the end of the hand. The crib will count for the dealer. The non-dealer then cuts the deck, allowing the dealer to take the top card from the remaining, then puts the cut back on top, and the dealer flips the pulled card face up on top of the deck. This is called the start card. If the start card is a jack, then the dealer immediately pegs 2 holes. Pegs, or pegging, means to score. Each player has 2 pegs. One peg represents their current score, while the other peg represents their previous score. Each hole represents 1 point. To score, move your farthest back peg in front of your current score peg by the number of points scored. Traditionally, pegs travel down the outside of the board, then travel back on the inside of the board, looping around twice to track 120 points. Beginning with the non-dealer, the players take turns playing single cards. You play cards from your hand to a face-up pile in front of yourself, keeping them separate from your opponents. In this stage of the game, the combined total pip value of the cards played by both players is counted, starting from 0 and adding the value of each card as it is played. The total must not exceed 31. The pip values are: aces are worth 1, numbered cards are worth their face value, and face cards are worth 10. As each card is played, the player announces the running total. For example, the non-dealer plays a king and says 10. The dealer plays an 8 and says 18. The non-dealer plays a jack and says 28, and so on. A player who cannot play without exceeding 31 does not play a card, but instead says go, allowing his opponent to continue playing if possible. When no more cards can be played without going over 31, the count is restarted from 0. The cards that have been played are turned face down, and a new round starts with the player who said go. Players use the remaining cards in their hands. This process repeats until all the cards have been played. It is possible for one player to run out of cards before their opponent. In this case, the other player continues playing and scoring until all their cards have been played. Players score points in the following ways. If you are the player to say go, your opponent scores 1 point. Playing the last card in a round that doesn't equal 31 gives you 1 point. Playing a card to get the total exactly to 15 or 31 scores you 2 points. Playing the same ranked card as the previously played card is called a pair and scores you 2 points. Playing a third matching card in this way is called a pair royale and scores you 6 points. Playing a fourth matching card in this way is called a double pair royale and scores you 12 points. Playing a card that creates or continues a run of 3 or more cards of consecutive rank gives you points equal to the number of cards in that run. The cards in the run do not have to be played in the exact consecutive order to count, but if another card is played interrupting the run before it is completed, then no points are scored. Once all the cards have been played, each player, starting with the non-dealer, scores points based on combining the start card with their played hand. This is called the show. Combine the cards you played with each other and/or with the start card to score points. Take note that when scoring a hand, the same card may be counted and scored as part of several different combinations. The points are as follows. Any combination of 2 or more cards adding up to 15 pips scores 2 points. A pair scores 2 points, 3 of a kind scores 6 points, and 4 of a kind scores 12. Runs score points for the total number of cards in that run, and you do not score smaller runs located within larger runs. If all 4 cards in your hand are the same suit, this is called a flush, and you score 4 points. If the start card is the same suit as your flush, then you score 5 points instead. If your hand contains a jack that is the same suit as the start card, this is called 1 for his knob, and you score 1 point. Reminder, you may not score a flush or 1 for his knob when playing cards. After the non-dealer's hand has been shown and the points pegged, the dealer's hand is shown and scored in the same way. After that, the dealer exposes the 4 cards of the crib and scores them with the start card. The scoring is the same as the show, except that the flush in the crib only scores if all 4 crib cards and the start card are the same suit. If that happens, the flush scores 5. Gather up all the cards, and the roll of the dealer swaps. Continue this process until someone reaches or exceeds 121 points. When that happens, the game ends immediately and that player wins. Thanks for watching. If you like this, please hit the like button and consider subscribing. Check out playingcarddecks.com for an awesome variety of playing cards, and be sure to use my promo code TSG for 10% off your entire order.